You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today is episode 1045 of the Cabral Concept. It is our Cabral HouseCall, our second Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. And yesterday, I hope that you tuned in, we answered about 8 of our community's questions. Those were dating back just a little, I would say a little under 12 weeks right now. We'll be answering more of our questions that have come in from September of 2018. And of course, we'll be working through all of our community's questions one by one. And as I always let you know too, you can get your daily questions answered at cabralsupportgroup.com. That is our private Facebook group. Anyone is welcome to join. We just ask that you bring your positivity, that you support others there while also getting your questions answered as well. So excited to get into the show today. I'm excited to be able to bring you hopefully some topics or some at least starting points that maybe you didn't think about before. That when these questions come up, it gives you a different angle or a different way of looking at them that you might be getting right now with your conventional medicine doctor or practitioner, whoever it may be. So any way that I'm able to help, I try to do my best. Let me know, of course, if I can do anything more by going to cabralsupportgroup.com. You can ask questions there. You can get feedback there. And again, anything we can do, we're happy to try to help and move this health community forward. So let's get into the first question, which is from Megan. And Megan is asking, I was wondering if you recommend doing particular lab tests before your detox, or is it okay just to complete the detox at any time? I wasn't sure if you wanted to look at different levels before and after the detox. Megan, that's a great question. Not a lot of people actually ask this, but you're always welcome to do a detox before and then after. You're welcome to run a lab before and after. It's just most people don't want to spend the money to look at their toxicity levels before the detox and then after the detox. So you absolutely can. It's called a toxicity test. You can find it right at equilibriumnutrition.com. Again, it's toxicity test at equilibriumnutrition.com. You just click on the labs navigation tab, and that will take you to all the labs, and you'll be able to see all the ones you can do right at home. Simple urine-based test, very, very easy to do. And then you would run, if you do the lab test, you can do that. And then you would do a 21-day Dr. Cabral detox, follow the instructions that it comes with. And then you could do your lab test just a week or two after completing that detox. So hopefully that helps answer your question. But the truth is that most people never do the lab test first. They can do it anytime they want the lab test, but you can complete the detox anytime you want. So our community typically does it seasonally. So you do it whenever you want to do it. Whatever works for you, that works great. 7, 14, or 21 days. I love people to start with a 21-day and then maintain with seasonal 7 days. So I have my own, and the community is going to join, hopefully, January 7th. And then after that, we do it end of March or first week of April. And then we'll do it right before the 4th of July of 2019. And then we'll do it in September as well. So basically what we're doing is we're just moving through seasonally every 12 weeks, removing the toxins that are going to accumulate in our body, whether we like it or not. You can buy the best shampoo and conditioner and cosmetics, and you can use a water filter. You can do all those things, and you should. And those things are all great. However, you don't control the environment that you walk into when you're outside. And you can't always control every morsel of food that goes in your mouth if you're eating out. So what I like to do is I like to do the best that I can, but I live in the real world, and so I do seasonal detoxes to keep the body healthy. All right, Beth is up next. Hi, my name is Beth. I'm 25 years young, and recently, in the past, in a year and a half, I've been diagnosed with Juvenile Myoclonic Epilepsy, JME. No one in my family has any form of epilepsy, so it's very strange. My neurologist has me taking medication twice a day. I've been told that if I plan to have a family in the future, I'll have to come off the medicine because it can be harmful for the baby. He suggested I take a good folic acid, which I've been doing every day. My question is there any plant-based I could take in replacement of the medication or anything in conjunction. So thank you for writing in the question. Sometimes I don't read the full question if there are other details because I want to get as many questions as possible. I always read it, but I might not read it over the podcast. So to get the full question, always feel free to go to stevencabral.com/podcast and just pull up that podcast for the day, which today is 1045. And yesterday's was 1044 for more of our community's questions. So Beth, the absolute best plant-based nutrient or plant-based medicine that you could use, and I'm not saying to stop your medication, but what I am saying is look into the research with full spectrum, it has to be full spectrum, but full spectrum organic CBD oil. So it's an absolutely amazing product. It's been shown in multiple studies with both animals and humans to help with epilepsy. So you can go to stevencabral.com/CBD-store. And for right now, that's where we're allowed to offer highest quality CBD oil in the world. But also what I'd love you to do is also figure out why the epilepsy in the first place. So the CBD oil will help, but why the epilepsy in the first place? And so to find that out, I recommend running some toxicity tests, or I recommend running a Dr. Cabral or just the Big 5 labs. We want to look at gut function. We want to look at vitamin levels. I mean, folic acid is fine, but certainly take methyl folate or nature folate. Don't take straight folic acid because that could be not a great thing for your body. That folic acid may not be converting. If you have an MTHFR gene mutation, which most likely if you have epilepsy, there very well could be. So it depends on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go. You could run a hair tissue mineral analysis for heavy metals and electrolytes. I would absolutely run that. I'd run an organic acids test for your vitamin levels, candida levels, etc., mitochondrial levels. And then after that, I would probably look into a toxicity-based test. That might be a great one to look at for you as well. So many great labs to run, but I know that would be at least 3 to start, and I would do them probably in that order. But if you did the hair tissue mineral analysis and the organic acids test together, you save money by doing those because that's called our starter kit. So at least a place to start. Absolutely would recommend that. And of course, detox 21-day, 7-14, 21-day is never a bad idea when your body has a dis-ease, right? It's not at ease. And then the CBD oil, for sure. Again, I can't make any medical recommendations. I'm not treating or diagnosing or curing any disease over the podcast. But those are the places I would start. And certainly if someone came into my practice with those things, that's what I would be recommending. All right, great question right there. Let's see who's up next. Okay, Sherry's writing in saying, I'm about to start the Candida protocol soon. I'd like to make a salad dressing with flax oil. Usually take a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar throughout the day, and I usually drink about 4 to 8 ounces of cranberry juice mixed in with daily water intake throughout the day. Are these 3 things allowed? And if not, how should I try to incorporate them into my diet? So when you get the Candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol, it comes with exactly the foods that you eat, and then it comes with the reintroductions. So you don't have to worry too much about this. It tells you exactly what to do. You won't be using apple cider vinegar for at least the first month. You won't be doing cranberry juice for at least the first month, and flax will not come in until after 3 to 4 weeks. There's not a problem with the flax oil. We really don't have too big of an issue with that. But what we do is we just control variables. So I have no problem with the flax, but the cranberry and the apple cider vinegar will wait. Again, this came in on September 21st, and it is now December 15th. So about 11 weeks behind in getting that. But remember, these questions, this is not for questions that you need answers to within the next week or so. That is at cabralsupportgroup.com. All right, Christine's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I wanted to thank you for all you do, and I'm wondering if you can lead me in the right direction. I'm 55 years old, going through menopause, currently on hormone therapy, which I know is not the best thing. I also take a compounded thyroid medication, T3, pregnenolone, adrenal support, 5-HTP, probiotic, multivitamin. In addition to all that, I use your daily nutritional support shake on a daily basis. My DNA testing came back showing that I'm a carrier for the MTHFR gene, but also susceptible to hemochromatosis. I have had one lab result come back with elevated iron before. My question is this: I understand the benefits of vitamin C and how it works in many aspects, anti-aging, etc. My naturopathic doctor even said I should take it to help support my adrenals. Also, with winter coming, I'd like to take it during the cold and flu season. But how can this be done safely to avoid elevating my iron levels? Thank you for all you do, and I look forward to hearing your reply. Thank you for writing in. Happy to help with this vitamin C-based question. And there's no question to me that what we would do is not use the Well, we would use the more natural form. So that's one thing. But at the same time, a lot of those high vitamin C foods may contain some iron. So what I'm going to recommend is using, not a high dose, but using 2 capsules a day of the full spectrum vitamin C. That combines the best of basically Ayurvedic-based medicine and the best of functional medicine or orthomolecular medicine. However, the only way that you'll ever know, so this is not a small dose, this is just 1 gram a day. You can even start with 1 capsule if you'd like. But 1 gram a day, then what you'll do is, if that's the only variable you changed, after 4 to 6 weeks, you'll then have your iron levels, ferritin, TIBC, total iron binding capacity, run again. And if they went up, meaning if iron levels went up and they're too high, and the only thing you changed was your vitamin C, well, then we know we can't use that. So this is where we get into bio-individualized medicine. The only way you will ever know if something is working or not working is by lab testing. So, Christine, that is exactly what I would do. And the product I would use, because you don't want to use a whole dose, and you want to mix between, I believe, herbal-based as well as food-based, as well as the orthomolecular vitamin C is the full spectrum. But again, use what you feel is best for your body. I can't make specific recommendations over podcast, but it's what I would do. And then I would get my labs tested to make sure that that was not a culprit for raising iron. All right, Hannah's up next. Are you supposed to switch up your probiotic after a while? Great question. So one thing that I do is during the Candida bacterial overgrowth protocol, we actually move from no strains to just one strain to then multi-strain. And then we move on to the daily probiotic support. So the daily probiotic support is for daily use. It's 50 billion live probiotic. It actually starts with even more than that, about 65 billion when we make it. But we just guarantee it that it's going to last for 50 billion for 2 years. So again, nobody will get a 2-year-old bottle, that's for sure, because our batches are made fresh every 2 months. But I will let you know this, that it's also dairy-free, and that's a big one. So what can I say about switching up your probiotic after a while? Well, the daily probiotic support is meant to keep the yeast and bacteria at bay in the small intestine, but you can also add more strains on top of it if you choose to. So you can absolutely add additional ones on top if you would like, if your intestines are doing pretty well. Or you might decide to add some fermented food in the future if you choose to go that route. So yes, you can. Absolutely, Hannah, I don't have an issue with that once you're healthy and once your gut is healthy. Jennifer is up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. I'm a relatively healthy woman in my 30s. My diet's okay. I'd say I have 4 to 5 cheat meals a week that include gluten once or twice a year. In the past few years, I've had lower respiratory colds that I'm assuming to be bronchitis. The coughing is ferrous and will last a month. My family always pushes me to antibiotics. The more research I do tells me not to do antibiotics. I take a holistic approach. Being this sick takes a toll on my body. What do you recommend for visiting a doctor if you have bronchitis? Are there supplement protocols to treat bronchitis? Once you recover from bronchitis, are there immune supplements and adaptogens you recommend to keep yourself healthy all year round? Yeah, this is a great question. So sure, you have to get over the bronchitis, that's for sure, but we don't want you to get it in the first place. So if this is mainly a winter-based issue, I recommend really increasing your vitamin C. Now, it's funny because now vitamin C seems to be a theme today, and that sometimes happens. I didn't know any of these questions were really coming. So can't recommend enough the alkalizing vitamin C, which is going to be a higher dose. Sure, you can take the full spectrum vitamin C, but the alkalizing vitamin C once to twice a day. I absolutely recommend the balanced zinc at dinner. And then I'm making sure that you have your 12 hours of fasting from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. overnight, that we're reducing any dairy-based foods, mucus-based foods like that for sure, that we're drinking ginger tea for heat. And then when you do get sick, I recommend following our adult protocol, our adult immune boosting protocol, which is going to contain the echinacea and all the great things to absolutely boost your body. I'd recommend some exercise to be able to huff out some of those toxins from the lungs or to help you oxygenate your body to a greater degree. And then I would look at real things that drag down your immune system, such as leaky gut or intestinal-based permeability, and you can run an organic acids test for that. So that is absolutely where it would start. Other adaptogens, what could you do during the winter? Well, there's so many great things, but zinc and vitamin C are at the top of my list. You might want to use the Healthy Gut Support because it contains glutamine, which is great for stress, and activated B complex at lunch, which is great for stress and the body's adaptogens. I would do a smoothie every morning with the daily nutritional support powder. I would do the daily fruit and vegetable blend powder. Basically, I would do the daily protocol. That's what I would do to keep your body healthy. I mean, that's it. We keep our body healthy so that we don't get the bronchitis. And so that's my highest recommendation. Do all the healthy things. And if you haven't read The Rain Barrel Effect before, I can't recommend enough reading The Rain Barrel Effect because that will put it all into perspective. All right, Mackenzie's up next. Miss Kenzie is asking, hello, I live in Philadelphia and I came across Stephen Cabral's videos on YouTube. I'm interested in working with him. Does he accept clients via telemeeting? For reference, I'm 26 years old, struggling with an eating disorder. I would like to figure out a final solution for diet and health. It's been consuming me. Please feel free to let me know what opportunities I may have with the center. Thank you, Mackenzie. All right, Mackenzie, thank you for writing in. We do appreciate it. I just have to let you know that we'd be happy to work with you, of course. And we worked with many people with eating-based disorders, and we're here to help. But this right here is not the place to ask that with working with the Wellness Center or with our private concierge through Skype. And the reason is, it makes us look like we don't want to email people back, but this is not what Ask Cabral is for. Ask Cabral is to answer your questions over the podcast for any health ailment that might be there. So we're happy to help, but I also want people to know, like, we get, I would say, over 1,000 touch points a day, meaning that we have Instagram, and we have Facebook, and we have Instagram direct messages and Facebook messages. We have Ask Cabral. We have the CabralSupportGroup.com. We have support@StephenCabral.com. So I could go on and on. So we probably get 1,000 touch points. The problem is that if they're not coming in through the direct channels, like if someone's direct messaging us on Facebook, we can't get to all of them. It's simply not humanly possible. It's really not humanly possible. So the best thing you can always do, if you need any type of help, you can just email support@StephenCabral.com. That's it. And that will directly tell you to say, where should I ask this question? Support@StephenCabral.com will help you with that. And CabralSupportGroup.com is without a doubt the best place to be. So yes, we would be happy to help you. We do it through Skype every single day. And myself and my health coaching team would be happy to help. Stephanie's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. A friend of mine introduced me to your CBD oil and had really positive results. Wondering if it will be available again online at some point. And the answer is yes. We finally just were able to sell it again at the beginning of December. We were essentially shut down for 5 months. Nobody knows the exact reason, but more than a dozen processors who allowed many other people to sell CBD oil did not allow us. We think that there was some reason that because of the potency of our product, because of the full spectrum organic nature, because of the extraction method, and because of my teaching on how CBD oil is helping people as long as it's a good quality product, that we were shut down, we were banned. But we're back, and I'm excited about that. We are offering not only our CBD oil, but we're now offering CBD infused coffee, which is absolutely amazing. We offer the decaf variety as well. And in the future, in the new year, look for more CBD products to come. So just go to StephenCabral.com/CBD-store. And then in the future, we hope that to be on equilibriumnutrition.com again. But for right now, it's not allowed to be sold. That was part of our deal, in quotes, that we made, is we could not sell it on equilibriumnutrition.com. Don't ask me why. But we can sell it on a separate website, which is the StephenCabral.com/CBD-store. So hopefully that helps. Thank you for that question. And Katie's up next. Katie's asking, hi, Dr. Cabral. I'm from Australia and came across your podcast through the gorgeous Melissa Ambrosini, and I'm now devouring every single episode from the start and want to say thank you for the time to read my question. My problem is that I've been dizzy for over a year. I have fluid in my ears and inflammation in my nose and constantly feel pressure behind my face and eyes. There's no pain, just the dizziness and pressure. I've been back and forth, doctored with no answers. I'm losing hope of ever feeling normal again, which is why I'm writing to you, and I would love to hear your advice. All right, Katie, I'm happy to help you with this here today. So we have to get rid of that fluid. The fluid in the ears could absolutely create a vestibular-based issue causing the dizziness. There is an ear, nose, and throat protocol that we have at equilibriumnutrition.com. I believe, if not, my team will get it for you at CabralSupportGroup.com. And if there's fungal overgrowth or bacterial overgrowth, we need to get rid of that. So let's do that. It's the Nutribiotic Nasal Spray, the Nutribiotic Throat Spray. It's used in a neti pot with a little bit of sea salt. They have ear drops for this, all great things. You can do a couple drops of hydrogen peroxide in each ear just to dry up any water there. Not long term, but you'll do that just for a couple days if you choose to. Again, these are all suggestions, not telling you to do them. And then we want to figure out, are you eating foods that are causing this mucus buildup, such as dairy or gluten or even eggs, anything that you're sensitive to. So an IgG food sensitivity test is great to do. An organic acids test is great to do. What we'll want to do is also a hair tissue mineral analysis to figure out if there's a mineral imbalance, if there's literally a electrolyte imbalance that could cause some of this dizziness as well. So that is my recommendations. That's where I would start, because we need to figure out what are the underlying root causes besides the fluid buildup. Now, again, could be Candida overgrowth in the sinus passages, could be bacterial overgrowth. We need to get rid of that, repopulate or rejuvenate those mucosal membranes. And we need to work on the gut at the same time. This is what I've seen work in my practice. The other thing is we need to make sure we're getting enough or balance between sodium and potassium. Big fan of squeezing lime in some water and enough sea salt to taste, meaning like once you start tasting it's too much salt, then you stop. So those are some recommendations at least to get started before we see your lab test to figure out what is going on with the upper respiratory-based issues and the dizziness that you're experiencing as well. So Katie, hopefully that was a place to start. Let's get in one more question today. Rebecca's writing in, hi, I've been listening to Dr. Cabral's podcast for the past several months, and I found them to be much valuable in content. I've been experiencing some issues to be food-related, and I'm interested in determining the root cause. On several occasions, I've experienced nausea, which sometimes leads to vomiting or diarrhea, and I have passed out several hours after feeling sick. These symptoms usually occur several hours after eating. Once I lie down, things are different, and it's what's considered typical acid reflux, which I've experienced since childhood. On more than one occasion, I've experienced nausea after eating food choked in a smoker such as ribs, pizza, and chicken. However, I've also experienced the same symptoms when eating foods cooked by other methods. I've not been able to pinpoint the specific food or spice, and so I might do food sensitivity testing. I have an allergy to sulfa, drugs, but no known food allergies. Is this the best test for me to perform, or is there another option? Thank you for guidance, Rebecca. Okay, Rebecca, this could be an IgE food sensitivity, so not IgG, but you would run an IgE food sensitivity, which would show you which foods you're sensitive to minutes to hours after eating them. Okay, so there's that. And yes, of course, I would recommend running that. But you gave me a couple interesting pointers here by what you wrote. One is that things that are slow cooked and ribs, chicken, things with spices, just a possibility that you could have a histamine issue, which is causing you to have acid reflux, which is also causing the nausea. This is an absolute possibility. Now, of course, how do you know if you have histamine issues, if this is the culprit? Well, you could take an antihistamine. Do I recommend taking drugs or pharmaceuticals? No. But you could, it's your choice. You could do it as a trial to take a strong antihistamine. And if all of a sudden you can eat that food and it doesn't cause an issue because you took it before you ate, or you took it right afterwards when the symptoms started to come on and they got better a half hour after taking the antihistamine, it's a histamine issue. Now, of course, I prefer the natural route. So if that's an issue, I recommend using a product such as HistPro, and you can find that at equilibriumnutrition.com. I also recommend vitamin C, and I also recommend the balanced zinc. But then I recommend figuring out why the larger histamine issue. So I'd run a test called an organic acids test. I'd love a hair tissue mineral analysis as well, but organic acids test would be a big one. And I might even run the omega-3 test because this could be high omega-6s and inflammation as well. So that's absolutely what I would look at, and very well could be the pinpoint that you were looking for these specific issues. I wish you best, Rebecca. I know that you're going to be able to figure this out. Just keep going down that rabbit hole. Keep looking, and you'll find your answers for sure. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into another Cabral HouseCall. Always appreciate your support. I appreciate your reviews on iTunes. It means so much to me. Thank you to everyone that's left a review on iTunes. It really does mean a lot. And for those celebrating the holidays this time of the year, happy holidays. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Take care. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stevencabral.com/courses.